You're right. We
Okay,
should have started recording.
revise.
Okay.
Okay, in terms of renewal, the status now, Pongo Park is already done renewal, and then the rest 2 clubs will be complete soon by end of this month, which is Pasir Ris and AIA Toastmaster. And for the status of the club Pasir Ris, there will be 1 member will manage not do renewal for coming April, but we managed to secure 1 new member to join in. So status safe. Moving forward to the club contest, Pasir Ris already done the club contest for table topic on last Saturday, 19 February. And for the international speech contest, we will have 2 to join for the area. And for this coming Wednesday on 23rd, means tomorrow, Pongo Park will gonna have their club ISTT, international and table topic contest. For AIA will be done on the 10th of March. So overall status cool for all 3 clubs.
Fabulous.
In good track. Thank you.
But Pongo Park doesn't qualify for DCP. Pongo Park doesn't qualify for DCP.
Doesn't qualify?
They do what?
They do qualify.
Pongo Park just requires 20. They have 24 at the moment, is it?
That's not Pongo Park.
They are currently 24. They have sorry. Their base is 23. They currently at 24. Met already.
Yeah.
Well, don't frighten me. I spent the whole
because plus 5 or at least 20, right? So everyone qualified.
Yeah. Every club qualified.
Okay, Pasir Ris Elias has completed their contest, so they will be sending 2 per contest.
Yes.
Right? 2 representatives.
Yes.
Okay, they did their contest on the 20th, right?
19.
19, I say. Fabulous.
Yep.
Okay.
Back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, let me see. Okay, since Cho Wei is not available, I will read out her report. There we go. Okay, as far as membership is concerned, Nee Soon East has met the requirement. Alumni, SP alumni has 3 points and they need 2 more new members. Okay, this is the requirement for the DCP. Micron, they need 6. No, actually they need 1 only. They need 1 only for DCP requirement.
SP alumni need 3 more members, right?
SP needs
3.
2.
Because I look at current and base of 13 and 15. There's 2, so they need 3 more.
Yeah, why should put DCP status 3?
No, if you look at this part, right? The current is 15, the base was 13, correct?
Yes. So they need 18. Yeah, they need 3 more. They need 3 more. Yeah. Okay, anyway, this is a report. I will go through my own dashboard scorecard. Micron still need 1 more. Oh no. Micron need 1 more. Breakthrough met their member requirement already for DCP. Okay, in terms of points, the points they are listed here. Area visits. Okay, their scheduled visits. 1 is already done. 3 scheduled. Okay, their club succession. James is in, just in time. Club succession wise, Nee Soon East, I think they're planning for it. Oh, issues. They have issues with finding their successors. Is that the case, James? I'm reading off Cho Wei's report.
Okay.
She says that the issues highlighted is club succession for Nee Soon East.
Okay.
Do you want to throw some light in this?
Where's Joey?
She is at
Oh, okay.
another event. She's
Okay,
logged in
okay.
but unable to speak.
Sure. Okay.
If you have an input, yeah.
Can, sure. Well, basically, no one wants the job, lah. What happens is we normally have a shadow team and so on. However, I think the club has gone in a different way entirely. They decided to invite people and allow them the options of trying out. So obviously, that's a complete balls up, lah.
When you mean trying out, what do you mean?
To give them opportunities to come and take a look at how Expo is run and all that. But I think in Singapore, it's a bit of a challenge when you invite people like these kind of things. You have to be able to convince them why they're the best people for the job and what they expect them to do. I think in terms of that, my club did not really go through that entire process. They just opened it up. So obviously, a lot of people started turning it down now. So the trouble of having a new Exco team is in the air. But I think it's a good learning process. So I'm sure they will find a group of people to do it. So yeah lah. I think you will find that.
You're trying to
Apologies.
say
Early days,
no.
still early days.
That's the thing you see, Gerald. For it may seem like early days, but I'm not sure if you're aware. When I became club president, right, my next club president was in line already, along with the rest of the next team.
Yeah.
So I feel that it's always good to plan like that, lah. But I mean, I didn't want to personally get involved because I think Exco should run on their own and learn from their own, efforts. If they come to for advice, I'm more than happy to give, but I should not be inserting myself in, lah. So that's it, lah.
Are you saying no one in the entire Exco wants to stay or move up the ladder?
Okay, I'm not in the Exco WhatsApp group. I don't know. Okay, I took myself out. So my understanding is they do not want the hot seat. They do not want the VPE seat. Other thing they can try. They don't mind.
So no president, no VP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's not early days actually. I think it's already
Yeah, man.
end of February. It's time to be concerned.
So, but however, I'm sure they will find. We will see how we have actually cut down from 3 times meeting to twice already. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Just only, huh?
I just found out yesterday.
Oh.
So I mean, I just say okay lah. I think they are learning that being nice, being a bit airy with decision making is not a good idea lah. So I think I'm leaving it to them to see how they can move forward. Don't worry lah, we got support lah. The club will always be supported in terms of how to move forward and that. But I think it's a good baptism of fire for my Exco to learn how to develop the club and needing a bit of hardened steel. Yep.
Okay, great. Thanks for the input. Okay, just a quick scan of her 4 clubs. In fact, succession is challenging. Finding successors is challenging for all the clubs, not just 1 or 2. Even for AIA, we also went on a manhunt or a woman hunt, if you want to call it that, to find the CP and the VPE. So indeed, it becomes a pressing concern now because along the way, either those that we have identified are not confident to move forward, not willing to move forward, or we have not started the process early enough, depending on which club.
I think the
So,
AIA one
yeah.
is all about it.
Can I clarify a little bit regarding just now? James?
Oh yeah, hello.
Yeah, you were talking about they want any other position except VPE and president, is it?
Yep.
Okay. But what are their alternative? Knowing that in every club the president is most important. So whenever you have an issue like this, it is always a very awkward situation. Was it because of workload? Was it because of responsibility that they don't feel comfortable? Were you able to find out?
Yes. A lot of the reasoning given, right, is they don't feel they're ready for it. 2, they're very busy, and 3, you go and do lah. I will help. I think you see, what I felt, Wiki, was that all these things, the system was not set in place lah, or what is the
Okay.
expected of each role, of what should be done, and I think I mean, we cannot get away from it. Pathways kind of killed this interest in a sense, because last time you used to have all that, right? And people want to try to go for AL and CL and and all that. NCC. What happened was, now there's the new members who come in, right, really don't see the need. I just do my pathway and I can choose what I want. So I still fulfill my requirements. And I feel what happened is, those who are struggling right now, right, are those who are from the legacy system, because they recognize the value, so they want to push. But if you are the only group pushing, and honestly, the new people who are not really, what is that word? It's not say indoctrinated, but they were not really taught the proper process of growth. You come in, you straight away do speech. You come in, you straight away. I always felt that this is a wrong way of doing things. But I find a lot of clubs are doing that because that is the easiest way to measure. So that is a challenge I found. So in my club, I'm giving advice when asked to the president. I want to support him. I want him to be seen as the one who's really moving the club, because it's only fair. It's not fair for the rest of us to put our head in lah. But at the same time, behind the scenes, when I talk to members, right, they really don't want to do this because they see the amount of hard work that's being done. They really don't want to do this. And it's really the newer members. The older ones who have a certain experience are more than happy to try, but they feel that they have done their part over the years. It's really time for newer members to move forward. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the update. The reason why I'm asking regarding more details about this is not just per your club. It's just that you happen to bring it up at this moment, and you were very specific in talking about the incoming ESCO do not look forward to having a VPE or president and things like that. Because from my role, not just with Division G, but with other divisions and across the whole of the district now, because I'm working them, I noticed a pattern, especially for this term, is that the succession seems to be a major issue. So I'm trying to find out what's going on, and then trying to understand what is it, and based on the report that I've been looking from what especially what Margaret flashed over there, it seems that the word succession seems to keep popping up as well. Yeah, so we need to address this once and for all. But maybe let me quickly give my take to it for now, that we can always talk about a bit more, because we are always trying to find out, is it a mindset thing? Is it a commitment thing? Or is it a not sure about unsure thing? Some people may misunderstood certain things. For example, the paradox of it is like, many people think that I'm not ready for president position, thinking that it's going to be a lot more hard work. But if you look at it, if you have the right people under them, president actually does lesser work than the VP, if you to look at it. I mean, when in the proper structure. So I'm also trying to say that if we can help the potential EXCOs to readdress their mentality of what stepping out implies. So that's one point. So it's case by case. I'm just generalizing here at this moment. The next one is because in Toastmasters, if we don't have a president, you can't register properly. You can't log into the new register for EXCO, you need your 3 positions. I think the president, the treasurer, these 2 are the most important actually. The rest can vary as it goes along. The other thing is, just in case I didn't say it, I've seen some clubs who are not able to, by the deadline of June, not able to fulfill all 7. So some people would panically come to me and ask me what's my advice, whichever. So I usually would say, I'll give you an alternative, but you must be able to work with me on this. For example, we have to perhaps, if some of the clubs are still not having enough EXCO by the later part of the term, we may need to collapse some of the EXCO roles into one similar role, just in case you all still don't have it. Yeah.
Collapse the EXCO. You mean what? Dual
No,
role?
not collapse the EXCO.
What do you
Collapse the
mean?
role if by 30th of June you still don't have your all 7 for now, because you need to register first. If you don't register, the club loses a point. That's I'm talking about administratively. Of
Minimum
course,
3, right?
yes,
The
yes,
3 officers.
correct. Yes, we should ideally have all 7. I'm just saying that, you know, it seems like in the month to come, we may encounter not all clubs getting this. And some clubs mistakenly hold on the registration just because they think they don't have 7. What my point is, a lot of people don't understand the Toastmasters structure properly, and they do not know the possible avenue to redress this. So as a council, I see it as our duty to at least give them the right message first, then look at the alternative as we build along. So some clubs will understand them well done, but some clubs mistaken them, so they do nothing about it until it's too late. Yeah. So for example,
Okay,
I'm hearing,
just to confirm, the 3 roles you're talking about are the club president, VPE, and the secretary role, right?
It's the same
no,
3 roles.
treasurer.
No,
Treasurer.
secretary. Those are the ones that have access to the base camp, remember?
Yeah.
No, you need a treasurer also.
I remember
Treasurer.
they only minimum 3 roles. So you're talking about
Yeah,
CP, VPE, and treasurer. The 3rd role is treasurer.
Now, I'm not talking about base camp. I'm talking about registering, because the
Yeah.
constitution requires the president and treasurer to change every year.
Okay.
So I'm talking about administratively, not base camp.
Yep.
That one base camp is the administrative under VPE kind. Because what I'm trying to say is, because the requirement is to lock in at least 3. At least 3. So in this case, so we are seeing some clubs having succession issue on this, and a lot of time, like what I've noticed, they tend to be a misunderstanding of what the roles entails, rather than really cannot perform there. So I find a ways, if right now, since we're having a council meeting in February, I hope we can take the next couple of months to properly educate them. Hopefully some of them will step up to the role. And if by then you still don't have 7 people, let's see if we can collapse some of the role, meaning to say, have some of the roles put together. Yeah, for example, okay, the other club, they had 4 people rather than 6 people, 7 people. So I actually advise them that they can actually do double duty for now until they find someone else to step in. At least you register the number of people, at least you get yourself trained. For example, VPE, if you have a lot of people, VP can actually work closest to, let's say, a secretary. So a VP/secretary may work as well. So that will ease some workload of the lack of manpower for now. And the VPM and PR sometimes have similar areas too. The treasurer and the SAA have similar. Why? Because especially if you're on Zoom, the treasurer and SAA are closest, because by right, SAA uses the most money monthly. So the treasurer and the SAA sometimes can collapse together. But the most pertinent thing is always to find the precedent in this case. So our job is to advise someone to at least to step up as a president, but we can be there to support. So it's important for us to actually persuade a person, whether is it a current person or new person. I get what you say, James, about the new pathways that you were mentioning in the past in the legacy pathways. Sorry, there are lights. As long as I don't move, the lights go off. Okay. Without the legacy pathways, nobody want to step up because of the reward thing. So how about let's give the idea that we don't. Okay, it's always been my opinion that true leaders, in my opinion, Wikiday's opinion, true leaders don't need rewards. true leaders don't need rewards. Okay, it is through the joy of achievement. So that's called what we call intrinsic reward. If we always need a CL program in the past to get rewarded, then we step up, then we are being externally motivated. So the contrast between extrinsic motivation versus intrinsic inspiration. So since we are tonight discussing this, and we have only a few remaining months left, maybe I hope the rest of the EXCOs and the ADs can maybe subtly educate this message down. And at least that's our duty to say that the reward is actually in that you have that club stepping up. We need to stop getting people to keep looking at rewards really, because the other issue that once we transit into pathway, the biggest challenge last time, remember, we don't have CC, AC, bronze AC. A lot of people also don't like it. They say no reward. So I guess right now we have to move towards a point whereby the reward is in the education rather than the rewards in the titles for that. Yeah. So I'm constantly trying to pass this message to the various divisions and the clubs I'm working with. So I hope the rest of you can just take these few pointers into consideration. Then if need be, we can also discuss offline on the individual clubs, how we can really adjust that. I'm seeing that as a mindset issue. Yeah. The other one is I also hope to advise you all to help the new members see that they own the club, not the EXCO own the club. Yeah. If we again can message that to them clearly, more members would take on their personal responsibility and step up for that. Okay. Thanks. That's my advice to this few advice. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Margaret,
just like to add something. Shuchen, you want to go first or?
Okay. I was just thinking about. I think I really agree with Vicky. In that aspect where a lot of times is they do not know what they are expected, especially in the area of commitment, and that is why people are procrastinating, taking it up lah. I think we have I mean, Francis will actually know in our recent case, we managed to get our club president step up. And I think the real reason is because of commitment. But I asked her, what do you think that as a president you need to do? Then I think at the end of the day, it was interesting that she was willing to take out a VP and not a president role. I was like, okay, that didn't make sense. So in the end, after speaking to her, then I think she has a better idea of what the role really require of her. She could make a better informed decision. And I was just thinking, as a division, is there any way we could help a club? I think a lot of times they don't know how to ask when a person reject them. I know Francis actually approached this person twice, got rejected. Then I'm the mentor, so I spoke to this particular candidate and I was able to question her and let her find out that actually the commitment is not as bad as he thinks. So I'm just thinking, as a division, right? Is there any way we could help the ADs, or maybe is there any way we can help to train some of these club officers to better know how to talk to people? It's about the way you talk to, and I know Eric is very good at that because he's been talking to a lot of the new members to step up as leaders in AIA-TMC. I'm just thinking, maybe is that something that will help, or maybe we just train the AD so that they at least could help the clubs in this area. Just my thoughts only, my 2 cents point.
Yeah, so I just want to add is one of the things that, again, is to piggyback on what Vicky has mentioned and what Vicky has taught years back at the very beginning when I first joined the council, was the fact that, are we publicizing in a manner that projects such a result, whereby we are too focused on the speaking? Because when James is highlighting on, okay, the legacy, again, it comes back to legacy. The legacy program is more speaking centric, even though you talk about CL and CC, but to achieve your CL, you need to complete your CC. So the whole thing is very speaking centric. And every time you go around, we hear that this place is not about, public speaking. You want to be good in your public speaking. Not so much on, you want to be good in your leadership. What I have tried over the years is that I focus more on the leadership aspect. Just like if you look at the whole pathway program, the 5 competency, the leadership itself made up of the 5 competency. And one of it is the speaking. But because we are too emphasized on the speaking part, resulting in new members coming, they say, oh, I just need to do my project. Why do I have to do other things? And this was what Vicky has shared many years back also. because you asked me to join to be good in my speaking, right? So I'm fulfilling this. Right? Why do I have to do other roles? Why do I have to take up other roles? And more often than not, this sort of publicity is causing such a result, in my opinion. Yeah. So to answer to Susan, if there's any way we can change, I think one of the reasons is we got to really follow the tagline of what, that this is an institution where leaders are made. It's not something that we just say in passing. We really have to honor it and publicize it as it is. That's just my opinion on it. Yeah, thanks.
Eric, I totally agree. I think that's why even within the clubs, when we do mentorship program, I think mentors play a very, very significant role in really guiding and seeding all these ideas at the start. So I totally agree. I think if we could look into some of this, I mean, that's something that I emphasize a lot in our mentors training. But I think we really need to take it further down here.
Yeah. Maybe also permit me to just put it in the overall perspective. I thank Susan and also for Eric for remembering what I mentioned years ago, the working together all these years. So that's absolutely correct. We need to reorient all our members in our division to be more refocused on leadership as the end result, not speaking as the end result. Okay, how does that work? It's always been my take now. For all of you, you all can agree or disagree, but it's always been my take that everyone in our life will always become a leader. So being a leader is never a question in life. Okay, some people will again perceive themselves, I'm not going to be a leader, so I don't need to do all this, I don't need Toastmasters. No. The answer is throughout our whole life, all of us need to be a leader. To answer your question, Margaret, is also to train the ADs to have a proper aligned ideology, philosophy, then go and tell them clubs. So if you were to answer how to put all this on, is either tonight or one of the session we can come and we realign the proper mentality of what Toastmasters is all about with the ADs, and ADs spread the message to that. That's one of the way lah. Okay. So anyway, everyone will surely become a leader in life. Why? Because by virtue of we grow older, so there'll be always younger people, whether in their personal life or at work, there are always juniors that will come in. So even if the person is not reporting to you, by default of your experience, you are still seen as a leader. The person looks up to you. You have been in the workplace for a long time. They look up to you. You are in a way a leader already. Whether you're a counselor, a mentor, a coach, you're still a leader. So everyone will surely become a leader. The difference is whether are you an effective leader or not. So that aligns with the Toastmasters point, right? The key objective of every Toastmaster is to be an effective leader. And the process of getting to become an effective leader is to first be an effective communicator. So communication is a process to leadership. It's not the end of the goal. The goal is eventually you become a leader, because if you can speak well, people look up to you. Whether you don't want to become a leader, you'll still become a leader. Is it? So we should realign that. Again, because all these years, in 80 years of Toastmasters, the message has become a speaker. So many people see that. So when it comes to leadership succession, people see speaking and leadership as if they are separated. No, they are not separated. It's a by default, you will become a leader if you speak well. So communication and leadership, every great leaders are first great communicators. So why do we want to become better in speaking? Because we will eventually want to become an effective leader. And to achieve any dreams in life, you have to first be a leader as well. So if we can clarify all this ideology and reorientate the purpose of Toastmasters to become leadership, when a member joins, they will see that I'm here not because I want to speak well, but because I want to be a leader. Therefore, I must first learn how to speak well. Then I will step up in the leadership role so that I can practice my speaking and lead people. Then I can achieve success in my life, etc. Yeah, so that's my overall picture to put everything in place. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you, Vicky. At this point in time, what is pressing is to realign the mindset, starting with the ADs, then they can cascade this down. I would think we will need to go down to the clubs at some point.
Margaret, can I just check with you? I agree with Vicky that we need to get this aligned. However, I feel that instead of getting the AD starting on this, right, it would be great if our division director herself, creates a small video, okay, 4 minutes only, all right, for the the club presidents, for them to play during their meetings for a while before the ADs come in. I think in that sense, right, we tend to want to listen to a person who is at the top and see her views on what leadership is about and what Toastmaster truly represents. Now, once that is being said and done, right, when the ADs come in, their job becomes a bit easier. Because right now, I feel, this is my take, when the ADs come in, right, for some reason, our clubs still feel they're being assessed. They don't realize that we're inviting people to our club to enjoy the process and share with us how we can better ourselves. They see it as a test, assessment. So by you doing a video first and sharing, when they speak, right, they realize that it's not really an assessment, but it's a total growth for everyone to improve, to become better as leaders, even ADs, even division director as well. So I'm just suggesting, I mean, it's not an arrow. I'm just suggesting, if you all disagree, please disagree. But I'm thinking it's always best if I hear from my division director first, and then the AD step in. Then as a new member, I feel, yeah, maybe I should do this because everyone seems aligned with it. Okay.
I concur.
Food for thought. We need to craft this.
Craft what specifically?
Craft this message lah.
It sounds like
It's
an arrow.
like your minister for health. Everybody, for the good of the social good of the entire nation, please put on your mask, practice social distancing so that we will not flood the hospitals. Something like that lah. Some kind of social message, right?
I'm sure we can get a suitable quote from 1984.
$1984. What happened that year? I wasn't born that year. I wasn't born yet.
Never mind. It's a book.
George
I was going
Orwell.
to say, okay, that at some point in time, yes, the AD will need to communicate this, but I suspect the message and the gravity of the finding a succession doesn't really
Okay, there are a few things
doesn't
we need
really
to.
hit home until maybe May, June, and they find that, hey, they need to register and they have nobody.
Okay.
So the council, on the other hand, is heavy laden with a lot of weight and years of experience in Toastmaster. And if we can just maybe take on 1 or 2 clubs within our division to share this message collectively, it will drive home. And also, if there's any interaction, yeah, they can direct the questions at you. Yeah, over to you.
No, I was thinking, I mean, based on everything you said, and Vicky said, and James and Eric and all that, right? Let's take a step back and consider this. Because all points are great, but the key thing is that we must also consider the consequences of our action, because we need to balance it a bit. Because for now, we are talking the end of February. Ideally, in a well-run club, we want everything to be done now. But we also have to recognize that not all clubs run at the same level. And if we were to step in too early, I think Vicky knows that because he's very experienced, we don't allow them the chance to make mistakes and grow. What we can do is we can prepare for the supposed eventuality that 1 or 2 clubs may not be ready. And then we decide when is the time for us to step in as a council, as a division director, to fix it. But we can't step in now. We need to give them that chance to find their way, to make mistakes, to do the right thing. Because learning is also about failing. If we step in right now, we don't give them the chance. In fact, what will happen is that all the clubs down the road, every other council would die because they would depend on us to do everything. What we should do is we let them do it. You know what I mean? Let Oscar and Nisun East do his thing first. What we can do is we can advise through the area directors first, okay? Not the division director yet, because we don't play the card too early. advise through the area directors that we would like them to consider getting this done as soon as possible. And if let's say you can't get it done by the time all the contests are over, I mean from the division level, let's have a meeting where we can talk about crafting the message. Margaret turns up, anyone else you want to follow you turn up, and let's have a conversation with them, and then we can talk about all those other things. That's what I propose. That's stage one. Stage two is that now we need to think about for next term because we don't want this to happen again. All right. So what we can do is that before we talk about COT and everything, because at COT, you notice that we talk about something there's a very specific syllabus. Maybe somewhere in June, right? We gather all the club presidents and let's have a conversation with them where we ask them about their expectations and we tell them our expectations so that we lay the groundwork for the next council so that this situation doesn't happen again. This is what I propose.
I would agree, but I would say, in my opinion, I would say that one of the reason we get into this situation is those people who attended COT, especially those who attended COT1, never pay attention to the COT1. They never pay attention to, especially to what Wiki has shared. Because honestly speaking, if you were to ask me, we've been hearing.
No, Eric, we are not talking about COT. You notice I said we take this outside of COT.
No, I'm serious because I know what you're trying to say. It's just that what I'm saying is that if they have attended COT and they have picked up, okay, the crux of the learnings, and that is as a club leader, okay, every time, whether it's new member, existing member, do they have this interaction, personal interaction with the member? And during this type of interaction, what do they do? Do they ask questions such as, why are you here? Why are you still here? What do you hope to see for yourself? And if you are hoping to see this, okay, you have to invest your time in doing all this to get to this. But the question is, this type of communication is rarely done in many of the clubs, not just in our division, but in the district. Not every area, okay, whereby even, don't say the AD, even the club president, how many of them actually interview their own members to know why the members are in their club, to know what's the aspiration of their members, to know, what at the end, why are they still here after so many years? That's why you notice in AIA, even now in Pasir Ris Elias, what we advocated is, President, please interview the members, talk to the members, sometimes on a one-to-one basis, sometimes on maybe a one-to-two basis, just to get to know why the members are there, and also to instill the idea that if you want to achieve what you want in here, you also got to commit to certain things that we set in place. One of the things will be your being a club officer. That to me will be something more intrinsic, because I mean, I have nothing, it's nothing against your method, but I would think that your method is still at the very end, it still gives me as a member the idea that this is a message from the top. It's an idea from the top. Then as a member, I would say that what has that got to do with me? Because it's your expectation. If it happens that your expectation aligns with mine, then that will be good. But more often than not, as we observe, it doesn't. Your expectation is your expectation. Just like some people will say, oh, we want to achieve smartly distinguished by the end of the term. But at the end, the people who heard this is like, yeah, so what? What has that got to do with me? Something along that line. So I would think that we could do your way, but along the way, we have to inculcate this idea of the president speaking to their members and really listening to them and instill this idea. This particular idea of, to achieve what they want here, they have to give it, they have to invest, they have to commit. It's a quid pro quo kind of a thing, just like a negotiation. You want something, we want something, let's come to a compromise. That's my point of view.
No, but you're saying exactly what I said, see? But in a different way. The thing is that we're not going to talk to the members. We want to tell the president, this is our expectation that you should speak to your members.
Yeah,
It's
correct.
our
But you are saying,
expectation.
yeah, because you mentioned that that is for the future. I would say that now, starting from now, all right, we should be inculcating this or imparting this skill to the president, because clearly the president has no clue what to do. If not, we won't have this situation, right?
I'm talking, yeah, correct. But things that,
You get what I'm saying?
I mean,
Yeah.
what I think is like this, right? It's a waste of our effort to talk to the presidents of the term now because the term is coming to the end, right? What we are doing basically is something that could have been done in hindsight in the earlier term. So what we do is we catch the next term's president early. That's what I think.
Yeah, you can. But right now, if we are talking about solving this, I would still suggest either the club advisor or the ADs or someone that the club leaders, the current club leaders actually trust to put the message across to them. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your input, Vicky.
Yeah, I have a very quick point to address the various few things. One of the key thing is, in the long term, yes, it does involve a cultural change. So for example, the other club, Telbanga, one of the key thing is we always want to have a new person to be the next president and the rest of people to support. And it becomes like a natural thing. So we're always looking for a new person. So the idea is the better question we should ask is, how can we permeate this cultural mentality change, gradually. Yet at the same time, we also need to address the upcoming issue of getting a succession thing. So while maybe February might be a bit too fast at this moment, the psychological mindset now over the years is when the members pay the renewal for April. So once you get April payment, because people pay money, so they will think, okay, am I achieving what I've been achieving for the past year that will warrant me or justify my renewal? So what I hope to do is to maybe advise the club to actually ramp it up, maybe somewhere April, May. When people pay money, the mindset will change, right? So this is how it works. But what we need to do is to also use this 2 months of precious period now to slowly inculcate. So here's one simple practical idea and tip of mine, is that we may not necessarily need to swarm them with all the succession thing fully yet, but we can start by planting the seed and idea within each of the club. One of the way is president's opening addresses. If we simply just get our ADs to talk to the president's opening addresses, get them to inculcate this is a club of leadership, instead of talking about speeches already, because most of the time, again, if you listen to those opening addresses, I'm so glad you are making speeches, then closing address, we're so glad today's speeches are so great. So it's all about speeches. So let's see if we can advise the club presidents to plant in the word leadership, as an end goal. So we start with opening and closing address. That's why, in my opinion, I've always been a very strong advocate of having an opening and closing address in an event, because number one, that sets the tone. So a speech itself sets the direction, especially by the president. So this is also in line with what Clifford James mentioned about having the top person to have a video clip and to say that. So it's in a way, but we just do it at a president level also. Then the rest we leave it to Margaret to decide. So that's one. The other one, so one of the way is opening address to plant in the word leadership. I'm so glad all of you are here for this month, because all of you are leaders in the making. So we just have themes like that, just throw it in, subtle. Then closing address is, I'm so glad you are making speeches, and for example, today's speech is Project 10. That puts you in a better position to be leaders in the workplace. Again, notice we how everything tied together. Yeah. Then, thank you very much. Okay, as you know, I'm struggling between heaven and hell. Okay, then the other tip to add on to it, I can also suggest is, since we're also having area directors visit, another one is get the area directors to make a 5-minute address also. Then again, this message becomes even more prevalent and backed up by the area directors. So if any of the area directors have yet to visit your club, but then there's no harm to visit the club again since you're on Zoom anyway, after the president's opening address, you also have a 5-minute open address, and again you can inculcate that. So when you have two people advocating leadership in different perspectives, slowly the members who turn up will start to have this perspective of, yeah, it's time that I consider this as leaders. Speaking is part of a leadership growth. So speaking is not the end of it all. So again, that's one subtle way. And it's number one, least intrusive. Number two is easiest to make the immediate change. Number three, the council tonight can have a even faster impact, because right now is a council meeting. We can immediately implement this if the division director chooses to be. Yeah, then of course, when it comes to crafting a speech, not a problem. All of you are expert speakers. You know how to craft a speech with a specific theme in mind. So once we do this for 1 or 2 months like this, when it comes to April, the members themselves, when being approached, they already have somewhat this mindset. So at least part of the succession issue, some of them are more ready than right now if we do nothing. Okay,
more
so
ready to have that conversation about stepping up as leaders themselves.
To have it. So it begins with opening address by president, and if AD could be there, then if any of you council members happen to visit, and again, you can even request for 5 minutes from the club. So again, the idea is to subtly, like marketing, the branding, putting in. So we need to, number one, have an aligned team tonight. Number two, division director, madam, you may have to decide on what's the direction, the theme, and if so be it, then we carry on after tonight's council meeting. Then tonight's meeting will truly make a difference to the club for the next few months and for the future. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. Fantastic input. Yeah, I think I am game for it. I've said we have to choose a model to do this. Okay.
No, just stick to what Toastmasters we have, where leaders are made, that's all. Yeah, meaning to say we just want to help members to understand that speaking is part of becoming a better leader, that's all. Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on this. Great, thank you. Okay, we'll revisit this topic. Let us resume the area report. Okay, Choi is back. I hope that you have been in the meeting thus far and you captured all the various input, especially from Wiki, on the recommendations going forward, because you highlighted that succession planning is an issue that all the clubs are struggling with.
I will refer
at
to
this
the
point
recording.
in time, or they are not ready to take on the position.
Because I was listening to the other meeting, so I probably have missed them. I will listen to the recording and listen to the input. Thanks, Vicky.
Okay, can we just have an understanding when you highlighted issues here? What exactly do you mean?
Which one?
I'm looking at your area report here.
Those in red, is it? That means
yes.
Those in red are actually issues that currently those clubs are facing, because I did talk to the club president regarding about the club officers' successions, whether are they having problems finding the next person in line to take over the officer role, because that's one of our role as an AD, make sure that they have club succession, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I closely follow up and I talk all of them, and it seems that they're all having problem lah. But for SP alumni is that I just checked with them, according to their VPEs, is usually their excos, right? They usually musical chair, they take turns. So always usually the same people who are doing the club officers. Then for the rest of the 3 clubs, right, is they have problem getting new members to come in to take over some of the roles, and some of the club officers they may not want to take over any more of the any role as a club officer, be it whether it's a
okay.
VP. Yeah, that's why they are in red. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, because I'm going to have a meeting with them on the 26th of is it 26th? On this coming Saturday. And because I have some input from you yourself, because I did check in the WhatsApp and ask for some inputs, and I'm going to share these inputs and probably see how we can do lah. Because I don't want to address much later on and it will be too late. We address earlier is better than later.
Okay, let's work out a roadmap as per Wiki's recommendation. We okay, anyway, we'll work out a system in place. As per Wiki's recommendation in summary is that we communicate with the club president and let the club president filter, cascade this message about stepping up as a leader first as part of their Toastmasters journey. And by doing so, it automatically, or they push them into an arena whereby they need to communicate effectively. Hence, the public speaking will come in as a byproduct, which is the reason why many of them join Toastmasters. They want to be eloquent speakers. They want to be persuasive. They want to sway the crowd. But why do we want to do all that? Vanguard is in. So by stepping up as a leader, they will get opportunities and platform to do all those things. Okay.
Yeah.
We will move forward to, okay, yeah. So as I was saying, the club president will inculcate all these messages in their opening and closing address. And the ADs can request for some time immediately after the opening address to also drum in a similar message, but at a different angle. So we will subtly put in all these things. And usually when do members reflect on the value they get from Toastmasters is when they want to, or when they're asked to renew their membership. That's when they have to pay money. They'll think about, whether it's worth renewing. So they need to go through the 3 questions. Why did I join Toastmasters? What do I hope to achieve? And then why am I still here? So revisit those. We work out a roadmap to do all this. Okay, so after all these messages have been drummed in, then we approach them with the question of stepping up as a leader. They should be more open at that point in time because we've already done our marketing messages there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you highlighted also a couple of other things, the appointment holders for the chapter meeting. Maybe we take it, the appointment holders, SP alumni, they cannot find appointment holders?
They were saying usually the appointment holder they can't find was language evaluators. But I did mention to them, encourage them to go to those WhatsApp Toastmasters group chat to find them lah. If possible, I also try to locate for them if really they need.
Actually, to be honest, there's a nonsense excuse. I mean, Chin Kang comes from a club full of language evaluators. He cannot find a single one. He never asked anyone. This is I mean, I understand as AD, we take their concern, but if they bullshit, call bullshit on their bullshit. That's not true. I mean, this is just them not doing their job.
Okay, for the benefit of all the ADs here, I can tell you for one thing's for sure, there are no lack of language evaluators, if anything, in Division G. All right, but to put a request in the chat, in the general chat box, does not go down well with many of the more senior members. If you say, oh, I need a timer, I need a TMD, okay, but a project evaluator, LE, all that, people need to be invited to do so, and they prefer to have a one-to-one invitation. Like if you ask Gerald, for example, is one of the most sought after language evaluator in district. He will tell you, he has a 2 months wait list. All right. So he will oblige as long as his schedule permits him, but he has a 2-month wait list. So they have to approach the person they wish to invite and lock in the date that is available. So it may not be this coming week that they're available. It could be 2 months, 3 months down the road. You have 12 months in a term to plan for all their chapter meetings, lock it in. I'm sure if you ask advance enough, people will more than be happy to oblige. So it is on the onus of the club president and the VPE to ask it.
Okay, I understand. Very good tips.
Okay, thank you. I think the language evaluators in this room will not object to that, right?
Ask them to book
Okay.
in advance. It's a very good idea.
Yeah. Okay, because it's
Sorry,
renewal.
most important, like Mary's Margaret says is you Terence said you have to invite the role holder by person, not just a straight or I need a
Yes,
LE.
yes.
No, usually I think none of us here will respond to that.
I understand. Okay. I see your point.
Okay, thank you. We move to Bangladesh. Bangladesh, can you give us a report on your clubs?
Hi, Margaret.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, Venkat. How are
Now,
you?
update on the renewals. How is that coming along? And some of the, okay, what I particularly wanted to know is the renewals and the contests, the club contest. Can you give us an update, please? Venkat?
Oh, hello. It's unmute. Okay. Hi, everyone. Brother Guides 2 already they conducted the contest. They are sending 2 from international speech as well as table topic contest. Tampines West also already completed. So these 2 formal contests already club level completed. Regarding the key site, only Arjun is going to participate in table topics contest. Great Eastern, I am trying to reach club president, at least to send some representative, something like that. Even I did multiple reminder. I am waiting for a response from Great Eastern Club regarding the contest. And regarding the renewal, Tampines West, they have done the renewal.
Yes.
Great Eastern also, I think they are in process of doing renewal. But otherwise, we are initiated that process. So only key site is a really challenging one. We had a couple of discussion with Rama and Arjun, but still it is in same state.
They mentioned about doing a joint meeting with their overseas office in Penang,
Yeah.
right? In particular,
Yeah,
the Penang office.
No,
How
Penang
is that
as well
coming
as,
along?
yeah, actually they had a meeting Penang as well as from Beijing. Penang as well as Beijing, they have around 15 members in each club. So they have around 35 people they joined together in a meeting. So it was a very successful one, but I asked to continue the same combined meeting. So, I think Rama can help to pitch in as a club coach. That's what we had a discussion with Rama. There's a gap actually, expectation from Toastmaster and from employees. There are some restrictions. People are busy with their work because it's a corporate club. So very difficult to deal with that club actually. Because full load is with Arjun. So other than Arjun, nobody is really.
What about
supporting.
Siva, the past president? Only Arjun. I mean, there's the past president Siva before that. So only Arjun is there. Siva is not there, is it?
Out of the picture already. He's not involved.
Yeah, only Arjun is. Siva is also busy with other stuff.
Okay, this
What do we do with this club? Seems like nothing is moving there. There's a lot of talk, and the joint meeting is just a meeting where 2 members come together. How does it benefit the Singapore office?
Okay, the limitation that we are dealing with is that we are actually not addressing the employees directly. You know, all this time we've only been speaking to Arjun, and before that, Siva was there in the room. You know, the thing is that as much as we can convey how Toastmaster may benefit them and all that stuff, if Arjun himself is not able to convey the same message, everything that we do is actually for naught. Maybe we should consider cutting our losses. I leave it to the council to decide.
What's
I
your
like to
take,
read.
James? You
Okay,
have been
sorry, yeah.
communicating with them.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I've been communicating with Arjun only, to be honest. He is a bottleneck. We have no idea what is happening beyond him. You know, there's a lot of expectations of how the division can help, how we can support. And I think he's quite vocal on that. However, when I speak to him on, okay, if we are to move forward, how are we going to engage those employee or no, potential members? Who are they? Have you identified them? Is there an opportunity for us to address them? And all this, he just says no. There's nobody who's available or interested. And I don't know whether there's any due diligence done on him checking on that, or is it just a no? Because it's coming to what, a year, and we have been trying to engage him. We've given him a few coaches. Rama's the latest one, and Rama is also feeling like he's giving suggestions, he's trying things, but you know, if there is no sounding board to sound off, it becomes a challenge because the expectation comes back to, okay, I need the division to do a meeting. It has to be really good. And then when I ask him, okay, so how do we move from a really good meeting? What's the expectation after that? What can we expect? And he's not able to really answer that question. I think those of you who are in that WhatsApp group will realize that there is no, I feel there is no end game here. You know, he is interested. Nobody else apparently is, because we have no idea how to get them engaged. We have suggested him speaking to the C-suite. He's not keen. We have suggested him speaking to HR. So far, nothing. We have suggested even, you know, why don't he go and speak directly to his direct colleagues, you know, and it's coming to a few months and there's still no news. You would notice whenever we engage him as well, it just feels stagnant. There's no real new news, you know. And I've told him, no, we can do all these things, but there must be a purpose and a reason how we can take away the time of so many senior Toastmasters within the division council to come and do something fabulous. We can. But if there is no audience there, it is pointless. Having it a joint meeting with groups that already have established themselves in other countries does not really help his cause, because he will not be able to invite any guests locally for the team. So I am with Terence on this note. This one doesn't seem to have an end game. We are not sure how he's moving forward. I've also understood that he might be planning to join another club as well. This one I heard totally off ring when I happened to be in another group, you know, for another event, and someone happened to say it, which I shared with Margaret after. Okay, the guy had no idea I was in that group. So I'm not sure what is his goal here. Does he really want the club to go? And if so, how much effort is he willing to put? I really question that, because nothing has been done so far on his side. I cannot fault Venkatesh or Rama here, because they have spoken to him. They have tried. And each time I feel that we are talking about the same thing over and over again. How do we get your get your colleagues to come and join? How many will join if we have a demo meeting? So far, no answer. It's always difficult, impossible. They're very busy. So yeah, I'm with Terence.
James, in fact, we did have a demo meeting. In that demo meeting, Margaret was there, Eric was there, Gerald was there. We all came.
The very first meeting, is it?
The very
was
first
That's at the
meeting.
beginning, right? Yeah.
And 4 people from their side came. We wasted our time. You know, everybody else was there were from the company, but from the Penang side, not the Singapore side. They cannot join anyway. He did ask, okay, whether you could have a club and have it virtual. I said there's a possibility. I mean, Nothing came from that. We had a demo meeting, nothing came from that. We offered to speak to his management on his behalf. We offered to correspond with HR. He didn't get back to us with who to speak to. And it's already been what? How many months? 1 year?
Yeah, it's coming
Almost
to
a year already.
Yeah.
Okay, that being the case, then we just ask him point blank lah. Do you want to carry on with this club?
No lah. What we do is just quietly let it go and move on. Don't
Yeah,
ask him.
I agree. I agree. Save his face lah. It's okay lah.
Oh, okay. Okay, since we're on that subject, if he doesn't renew, because right now there are 5, let's say nobody renews, the club goes into the next phase, which is suspension, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or club of not good standing. So this spills over to the next term. Next term will have this flag out in red. Then if they fail to renew again in October, it will be suspended, right? So by then, next term is a -1 when that happens, when they go into that phase, right?
Correct. But then there's a problem.
But this term, if they don't renew, how is it going to affect our dashboard?
I don't think there's much, I think, because it takes time for it to be reflected at TI. This term, what will
they don't
disappear?
Renew this term, yeah.
Don't forget that what will disappear is Kuchun.
All right, they're off the grid already, ma.
Correct. Yeah, but it's still on the thing, right? If you look at it.
Yeah,
and
it's
what
still
will
on the
this?
report.
And then the next to disappear will be Olam. So it will take time for these things to disappear. We still got time to adjust the division thing.
Okay. All right. Any other updates, Venkat? Okay, Abby is not here, so I'll dive straight into how I see the dashboard lah, huh? Okay, can you all view my screen? A lot of traffic light, huh?
Yes.
Okay,
In
never mind.
terms of DCP, Bladder Lights and the Tampines West, we are targeting President Distinguished Club.
Okay, I've listed up the DCP here, Venkat.
Hello?
I've listed up the DCP here. So no worries, we can view this. Is there anything else you wish to add?
Yeah, we are planning, we are targeting President Distinguished Club for Bladder Lights as well as Tampines West.
Excellent. Okay, that's good. That's in line with the council's expectations.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Great Eastern, they have membership goal already attained and the training administration also done. Only education goal they are struggling because they have only 1 meeting per month. So we are encouraging the members to take the speech slot out of the club. We are trying our level best to get the DCP points.
Okay, great. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Okay, just a very quick run through. I will furnish all of you with this grid after the meeting. Now for G1, what is already in place is all those big block of colors here. You'll see the amber, the ash, Bradle Heights currently is in distinguished status. Tampines West select status. Great Eastern, nothing yet. So please push for these things here. These are the goals that we have for the areas, for the clubs. The growth-wise, Bradle Heights to add 5 more members. I know they already met their criteria, but by adding 5 more members, not only do they increase their membership role, but they also can earn 2 more points, which will push them to 2 more points, which will push them to presidents. You need to add 5 more members and complete the educational goals. That means 2 level 2, 1 level 3. Okay, so for Tampines West, they have met their requirements, so no additional members needed. Just finish clocking up the educational goals. 2 level 3, 1 level 4. The rest they have done. So they will be on par for presidents. G Life, they have enough members, no need to push, just push for the education. Quayside, we will discuss it another day. Okay, G2, these are your goals. For SP alumni and Micron, add the respective members. Add 3 for SP alumni, Micron add 2, and push for the educational goals. Okay, then you will be able to achieve presidents for Nisun, Micron. The other 2 clubs will be at distinguished status. Okay, I'll jump to G4. Okay, G4 already president and select. So you just push for the educational goals, maintain your membership, and you are on par for presidents already. For Pongo Cup, add 1 more member to earn the extra point. You're there already. Okay? Okay, thank you, everyone.
One paid club. What does
Okay, 1 paid club. Okay, this one I also want to clarify with the council. This 1 paid club came from the district report. So in order for division, for the area to be distinguished status, okay, in particular, okay, let's say we look at G2. G2 will need 1 more paid club and 3 distinguished clubs. Distinguished clubs.
You're not sharing anything.
You're not sharing anything, you know?
Oh, okay, okay.
Because you're assuming that we can see something.
Okay. Okay, this report came from the district daily reports. So the overall goal is for Division G to achieve President Distinguished Division. And in order to do that, as a division, we need 2 more paid clubs and 7 distinguished clubs. Distinguished clubs, as long as the clubs push for all the goals, we are there already, but we need 2 more paid clubs overall.
So
now, for the area,
if I may ask, these 7 distinguished clubs, right? How many do we have now? Just now? 5, is it?
give me a minute.
So at least we have an idea how far we are to reach it.
Okay, distinguished clubs 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have already the distinguished clubs. We have already. So we just need the paid clubs. Now, I just want to clarify also, paid clubs refer to new clubs?
In this case, new charter clubs.
Newly chartered clubs. Okay. All right. So for division, for area G2 to be distinguished, president distinguished, they need 1 more paid clubs. 1 more paid club. That's what the paid club means. Okay, the distinguished clubs I won't go through because we already achieved that. So that's G2. G3 to be select distinguished. 3 distinguished clubs. So they just maintain, fulfill those goals, they're there already. G4 needs 1 more paid club. Again, the distinguished clubs, they already fulfilled. So that's what it means. Okay.
So in total, how many more paid clubs do we need? We already have 2 that's in process. How many more do we need? 2 or is that enough?
Okay, at the moment, Equinix is on board. We are in the process of chartering Amazon. So there will be the first paid club that we're adding besides Equinix. That one will go to G4.
Okay,
so G4 will be President Distinguished Area. The next one that comes, we will put in G2. So that G2 will fulfill their requirement to be President Distinguished for the time being.
Okay, noted.
The process has just restarted again for ACE, the new ACE, not the old one. I'm having chats with the gentleman and we are
Steve
Saravanan, is it?
Yes, Steve Saravanan. And we are looking at doing some market. I'm helping him with the marketing of it while we work on the chartering at the same time. So he has currently 11 interested people, and we are going to be marketing the residents as well as people who work in the Woodlands area, Admiralty area. Yeah, so I'll be helping him schedule a Facebook post and so on over the next few weeks, while he will be actively trying to get members to join. Yeah, I mean, but this is just new, and I've told him that this process might take a bit of time, but once he gets the members, we can start getting things in place. We are ready if he needs us to do a demo meeting and all that. But the good news is, for whatever reason, he is very invested in this lah. So far from my conversation with him, so he's trying to push to have that. However, he's not interested to lead the club. So I was a bit, then who leads the club? And he says he doesn't mind anyone who is a experienced Toastmaster who lives nearby, who wants to come and take control of the club. And I was sharing with him that as a CC, you might have your own vision of how the club is supposed to run with certain values and so on. So do reconsider, especially for the first 6 months to 1 year, so that the club can be set right. And then when you hand over, there is a sense of legacy for how the club should be dealt with lah. So that is the current situation. I've spoken to him 2 times only.
Is he still the CC Vice Chair, James?
Yes, he is. He's still the Triple C Vice Chair. So I'm still talking to him, and apparently this was asked of him as well. But he seems ready to push, so we will see how it goes lah.
Okay. Were you there when we had the first conversation with him about this club charter? Were you there?
No, I was not. However, I've also spoken to him about modifying the club's name a little bit. Yes, so I don't know lah, an abbreviation of ACE or ACE the Place Toastmasters Club or something like that, to kind of break the old ACE name lah. So that we can move forward smoothly a little bit more.
Previously, they were called Ace the Place Toastmasters Club, right?
Yes.
Right, Terence?
So I told him to break it into an abbreviation or something lah. Or to be called Ace the Place is fine, because the previous president had called it Ace only. She didn't call it Ace the Place.
Oh.
So the name had spread as Ace or the Jewel or whatever.
However, on the dashboard, it was Ace the Place.
Ace the Place, yes. So I told him he can make a decision on how they wish to play with the name lah, to make that decision and try to break free of the old legacy of what happened previously lah. Yeah, that was an interesting conversation with Steve lah.
So the 11 people are the same 11 people as the last time?
Apparently they're the same, yes. So I've asked him to go revisit them to confirm.
We've already done a demo for them, right?
Yes, I'm aware. Yes. But you see, the thing is, when it happens last time, things may change. So I want him to confirm the 11, and I was telling him we target for 25 first, to make it a bit strong, but 20 is fine. I'm not going to say no, and then we can see how we can support them lah. As to where it's going to be placed, I think I was mentioned it was G2, right? I can't remember.
The next one.
Yeah, the next one for ACE, yeah. So we will see how we can move and make sure everyone is safely in a nicer, better position lah. Okay. Then Quayside we already spoke about. Let me see. Amazon, I know Eric and Terence are heading that. There is one more, but this one is a long shot lah, okay. I met up with a Toastmaster who's interested in chartering a club. This one may take a bit of a longer process, because there are a lot of things that he has expectations of how to build the club and so on, quite old school. So I'm still having conversations with him. This is it. We are moving into our 4th or 5th month already, and the numbers are increasing, but we're still holding. The numbers are now like 9, I think. But these are dedicated Toastmasters from all over who are willing to have this club based in Singapore. So that is a long-term goal, but I do feel that right now ACE would be the next one I'm looking at lah, in terms of putting my not interest but my focus on. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Great. Thank you for your time on that, James, because it certainly sounds a lot more positive and a lot more there's a lot more weight added to this because the last time we had a conversation with him, there was a lot of resistance because it was a purely Zoom meeting. And back then he said the people were not interested if it's the same group of people. So now he's coming back on the pretext that, hey, you know, the measures are easing up. The CC is open for face-to-face meetings. So the members are more keen to come back on board.
Yes, yes, agree.
So let's hope after 1 year, you know, the mindset also a little bit more open lah. If it's going to be a full-fledged face-to-face, we don't know.
Correct. So I wanted to ask the council, right? Okay, this is really open, okay? I don't know. I was really going through this quite a lot. Do we want to send the word to the former Fuchun members or not? I know it's recorded. I just want to
Oh,
ask.
you mean
No,
to
we
ask
did,
them to join them for this?
No, but since it looks like it's going to go a bit stronger now, thanks to the fact that we
No,
might have
Gerald,
physical
sorry,
meetings.
James, sorry.
Yeah,
Gerald.
yeah,
We
yeah.
did actually.
Okay.
And now that you mention it, thank you for reminding.
Mm.
A few of them did say yes.
Okay. So do you have those names? If you do remember, can you just pass them?
Okay,
to
I
me?
only know one name. The rest, I asked him to contact the rest. Okay,
Ah.
but here's something. I'm just when we made the decision last council, right? There was
Yeah.
one person we did not invite. That was really low.
Okay.
Okay, for obvious reasons.
Okay.
Okay. I'll pass you the thing later. You do remind me after the council.
Sure. Okay, Ken, thanks.
Okay, wonderful. We are on track.
Yeah, I just want to make a suggestion with regards to if let's say, for example, I mean, James, you judge the guy. If you can sense that he is sincere, one of the perhaps what I would suggest is consider getting some of the forms filled up first while he's
Yes.
finding. Yeah. So at least we know when he's doing that, we know that there's an element of certainty that this is going to the direction that we want it to. Because if there's no form at the end of the day, people may just back out as well.
Agree.
So use that as probably as a gauge or some sort lah.
Will do.
Yeah, just a suggestion now. Huh?
Thanks,
Okay,
thanks.
thanks.
Yeah, it's a show of interest and commitment. Okay, great. We'll move on to the upcoming events. Now we have the really pressing one that's coming up this Saturday is the Leadership Incubator. Terence, maybe you would give us an update on the preparation for that.
I'm not sure I can say because everything that needed to be done on our end, and in terms of, I ran through yourself, James, Gerald, Eric, and all that. In terms of what we're going to speak about, the program, and everything went through with a fine-tooth comb. We had a conversation with Margaret Peach, right? She will come slightly earlier so that we can brief her. She mentioned that in her email. All that is taken care of. The one thing that we are concerned about, and I think all of us should, is that the attendance is about 60. You know, and out of that 60, right? 10, I think 10 or 12 of them is from this council itself. So we need to do better, you know. So I would urge all of us to go back to our clubs, our areas, our network and everything and get people to join. Because it'll be very embarrassing if you have Margaret Page coming. When she comes closer to the day, she's going to come with some of her own other people and all that, right? And then, you know, Singapore is underrepresented. So I hope that we can all work on that. In terms of everything else, tip-top, we are ready to go. All preparations, all documentation, all planning, all dry runs, everything done. It's only the attendance, and I just need the help of every one of us to push for that. Thank you, Margaret.
Great, thanks. Okay, it's the last lap. I mean, all the preparations are done. You just need the attendance. So go back. I think this is a great opportunity on the topic of leadership. Push, get the EXCO to attend, get the new EXCO that they want to onboard to attend also. It's a great learning point for everybody. We need to emphasize that. Okay, now besides that will be the ISTT contest. ADs, you know the dates already. Give me a summary of, okay, they've done that already. Okay, 1, 2, and 4 has done that already. Okay, I just need to get an idea from Abby on G3's contest. Other than that, please get your publicity posters out and start working on the program sheet. Whatever that's completed, just plonk their names in there.
Yeah, and one more thing, Margaret, since we are talking about G3 contest, Doreen Neo, if I recall, she was booked to be the chief judge, right? And she's
Yes.
asking us whether there's any meeting or what, because it's on the 19th, I mean. And normally AIA is known for having all these things a bit earlier. So could you get Abby to follow up with her?
Meeting? What meeting you want?
No, I mean, they haven't spoken to the, I mean, is she the chief judge, or did they change the chief judge and we don't know about it?
No, it's still the same.
Okay, the
Yeah,
thing
I
that she said,
confirmed her already.
yeah, the thing that she said, nobody has spoken to her from G3, so she's asking. She messaged me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
All right.
because, yeah. So
I
please
get
just
AD
get,
to connect with her.
thank you very much.
All right. Okay, cool.
Can
All
we
right. The
confirm
division
the
context
dates?
will be, sorry, James?
Sorry, can we confirm the dates now? So that
The
we,
dates.
Yep.
Okay. Where are the dates? Hang on. I need to pull it out. It's on all the weekends in March. 1 minute. There we go. Okay. There we go. Are you able to view my screen? 5th of
yes,
March, G1, 12th March, G2, 19th March, G3, 26th March, G4, and the division contest will be on the 9th of April. Okay, and these are the respective chief judges. I've confirmed them in January. So ADs, please connect with them once again.
Okay, sorry guys. The reason I'm asking this, right? I think in line with trying to get our members to understand about leadership and succession and so on, it would be good, right, if we could have a stronger showing from the division council, if possible, to attend at least 2 out of 4 of these contests. I mean, we can offer to split ourselves up to support, and then in between we start sharing about leadership as well, because I'm really concerned that next term, right, our clubs are going to be in a deep crunch. I mean, it's not our problem next term lah, but you know, they will be in a deep crunch if they are unable to fulfill their roles at an adequate level. So at least by joining these meetings and be inadvertently so-called share with people who are listening, you know, or we can offer to speak to people about, at least show a presence on how we can do better next year, especially with the restrictions being lightened up. Yeah, that's my suggestion.
Thank you, James. Definitely, we need the council to attend these meetings. It cannot be just the trainers themselves. Would it be a good idea then to maybe take 5 minutes for the various council members to speak on the topic of leadership? We insert that. Is this something doable?
Not every council member, right? Because that will take a long time.
No,
a few
one at each.
I think it's good.
Oh, there's still one more training, James. There's one more.
Yes, 16 April.
Yeah, are we good with that? 16?
Yep, I will be conducting it.
Okay.
Or I will be getting somebody to conduct it. It's not Amelia.
Oh, not Amelia.
No, not Amelia.
Okay, but the event is on.
Yes. Unless you all want to take it out, I'm open.
No. Because we need to start preparing the publicity material also.
Understand.
Okay. This one maybe we we expand on this at another time?
Sure, sure, sure.
Okay. Then beyond this series of training, we'll have a break in May, then Achievers Day on the 11th of June. Okay, this one will be helmed by Dex, but we have Diana that have stepped forward to run this meeting. So we've started preliminary discussions with her. Throw her a few ideas. Let's see what she comes back with. Okay. Just a heads up, I am very keen to do a hybrid meeting for Achievers Day. One of the reasons because we have not met this term. So it's a platform, or it's an opportunity for us to meet and mingle and touch base with each other on a more physical level. The second thing is that I prepared all the tokens of appreciation, the COT tokens for the trainers, as well as the trophies for all the contest champions. All these are still with me. So that will be the grand occasion whereby we get everybody together and be able to give all these away. So think about it. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Definitely there'll be restrictions. There's a lot of logistics demand, but it will be a good platform for us to, get together.
Do you have a venue in mind?
No, that's one of the things that we need to start looking.
Is there a budget?
Is there a budget?
For venue,
For venue, rental, not particularly. I need to carve out the budget.
So, how many
what's a good number?
To meet? Oh, budget.
Oh, Terrence sponsor. I think about 60K will be good, bro. Terrence one can Terrence rich man
Gerald Richard.
Maybe 250 at most
Gerald 6 figures Terrence, I give you chance 5 figures.
Not for Achievers Day something bigger.
Okay, but seriously, how many packs you looking at for this hybrid physical one?
50.
Okay.
I think 50 is safe because now, based on the current restrictions, 50 no need ART, but those are for big events. That does not require ART No, we need to work through, the intricacies of how to put that in.
Is 1,000 with all vaccinated? By June,
this
is
kind
1,000.
of event, is it considered a big number event?
The Singapore definition of big event is Singapore's definition of big event is more than 1,000. So therefore, it's considered within event if all are vaccinated. So it can be run as a full gathering. Yeah, 50 compared to 1,000. You tell me lah.
Okay, I get you.
So it can meet by the time in June, if nothing changes with the new rule, you can meet up already. By then with mask or no mask, but all should be vaccinated. But my quick advice is we still keep a watchful eye because Omicron is still spreading very fast and we still don't know long-term effects. So therefore, we still must implement our own slightly more rigorous things such as maybe you are vaccinated, you wear masks on that day, etc. Yeah. Even though we can meet eventually by June according to the regulations. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. It's just that between now and then, any changes is going to, put the planning in disarray But
so my advice is to have a plan A followed by a Zoom plan, just in the background first, rather than to plan for one. Have a couple of things.
Contingencies, right?
Even if you want to meet up, venue is an issue. So sometimes you may not even get the venue as well. So you may even need to look at someone's house as an alternative to the lack of a venue, for example. Okay. Yeah, thanks.
someone's house. Your house, Vicky, 50 packs. You look like you're in
My
a
house
very
50
big
packs.
place.
You're
You
not
look like
allowed
you're
to
in a
visit
very
50
big
packs
place.
in a house.
You need
You-
movement sensors to turn on the lights. Normally, big venues have that.
My house with movement sensor, yeah. I can command the house and to on any light right now. As if I'm in my house right now. I'm in a seminar room.
Oh, I thought you had a very big hall.
Actually, it's my toilet right now. I've been in my toilet all this while. There are 50 lights over here in my toilet, so I'm going to the 10th room later on to take a rest. Yeah, thank you very much for that.
Ethan brought up a very interesting, very good point. If you're going to do hybrid meeting, we need dry run. Because especially for the, you're talking about the video and all that.
Yeah. How many hours are we looking at?
4 hours.
I'm sorry?
4 hours.
4 hours.
Assuming that the event is 3 hours, right?
3 hours.
For hybrid, you need at least.
I would have gone for 5 actually. 1 hour
one
before,
one after.
Well, that's okay. I guess you wanted to put it.
I mean, that's why the budget is suited for you, bro.
And Margaret, you need to test the audio and visual part. It's not easy to do a hybrid because
I know.
I think a hybrid meeting for Changkat that time was very difficult. We tried. You need to have the equipment to support.
You need to have a good technical people there.
Like our online manager.
Last time EIA easy. The technical fellows all in-house. We're so pampered. Cannot, right? EIA cannot.
AIA would be an option. Let me
ask the kid.
Talk to the decision makers. Have coffee with her and then we see how. But we're looking out for venues. We're looking out for venues. But I just like to bring this across to you all so that you all can think about it and then see maybe there are other suitable venues we can consider.
Yeah, because the first venue that came to mind actually is AIA, because if the company allows, right, all your technical people are in-house, Also, the CEO is a member.
Okay, but the technical aspect, yes, definitely is a key consideration to the success of the meeting.
Yeah.
And it's not just any plug in, turn on the mic type.
Yeah, it's
even
not like
for the staff, the tech staff, it'll be a challenge because they haven't been operating the function rooms for the last 2 years.
And
I hope the mic is working.
And it's not just about we use laptop like how we do Zoom, hybrid meeting you might need to have like equipments like cameras and those to pick up the sound properly, etc., so that the Zoom people can listen properly, the people in the room can listen. There's a lot of trial and error you need to know, unless you have a technical who's very good with that. Yeah.
We definitely need a hybrid meeting before this actual meeting. Like we do some club meetings first on a small scale. Then we at least know what are the technical demands before we do it on this event itself. So by all means, if your clubs are running hybrid meetings, share with us your expertise.
TC is not running any more hybrid meetings, is it, sir?
Sorry, come again.
TC, Tampines Changkat, yeah.
It's difficult because in the if you're talking about at the CC itself, right, we need to get approval from PA, and we must follow PA regulation, not the government whatever regulation, because PA will have their own rules about whether you can use their rooms, etc. So that's one. Previously when there was 8 packs, Changkat did at one of the members. He's a member of at the workplace there so he has a small conference room. So we've actually bought equipment like cameras and if I'm not wrong, some sound devices to help us capture the meeting better. But it's managed by all the technical people, not me. But I know they did a lot of checks on this kind of thing. Then they tested. So there was a lot of testing involved before the event, not like 1 day, 2 days. They're talking about testing the equipment, trialing it out, and see whether it works on Zoom and how the pickup is. All this has to be done way in advance.
Okay, let's explore the idea. Okay, and then share with me your thoughts. Let's have an ongoing conversation with Diana on this. Okay, I'll move on to just a couple of more things. The other item on the agenda is a club alignment. I've been approached to ask if Division G wished to align any of the clubs. My reply was no, we're fine. So no changes to the club alignment. And finally, any other business?
Siva, I think you wanted to bring up something, right? Is he there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Actually, this is something that I came to know just yesterday. The leaders selection committee for the next term at the Toastmasters district level, they have a need for the club growth director, which is vacant. The nominated candidates were all rejected. And I mentioned to the DLS chair, with Hari Krishna, when he was looking for who can we propose. I told him Division G has got a couple or more capable leaders whom we can approach. And I was surprised. I was supported by Patricia Lam. Patricia Lam supported it. She also said, yes, Division G has got very good leaders. So he may have approached Clifton or Gerald Young. I feel it is good opportunity if one of our Division G leaders can take up this opportunity to join the trio at the district level, because the other two are more or less by default the division director, the district director, as well as the PQD. So the CG position is vacant by now. If we can quickly move in, I think we can have a place there, and that will be a good positioning for Division G, not only for this coming term, but also for the future terms, to build up our inroads. So that's what I like to mention here. I think Hari Krishnan may have approached some of you.
Yes, he has. Okay, firstly, Siva, thank you so much for the nomination. I think that's an amazing thing. Thank you so much. I had to decline Hari Krishna. I think one of the main reason I gave him was I have been serving area, division, and district for the past 5 years. I need a break. And next year is really my gap year. I really need time to recharge. And having said that, he understood that, I really needed, I needed some time for myself. And he did mention that, opportunities like this may not turn up again. And I was very clear that when you are good, opportunities are always there. So he agreed lah. He agreed that's true lah. All right. So in that end, I recommended 2 others. I will leave it to them to say whether they accepted or not lah. One was Terence, the other was Eric. So yeah, if you're willing to share, you guys share lah. But thank you so much, Siva, for their vote of confidence.
I think the first person he called was Gerald, right?
Yeah. Gerald, what's your take on this?
He did call me. I was surprised, but straight away I already told him that I've got no ambition in the C-suites in District 80, because a few of the other leaders in the past have always approached me, for this position. I've said I'm not interested. I rather visit clubs and help out the clubs in their building up their EXCO, their institutional knowledge and all that. So he accepted that. Yeah.
Okay.
Eric?
Yeah, he
also,
called
right?
me. Yes, he did. For me, I declined, but the reason I declined is also because the consideration was who are the DDs and the PQDs. Because it's not just about taking up that position. Are you able to work with the other two. That is the chemistry between the other two. That's one thing. And also I told, because now I am, the second reason I gave him was because I felt that the STO has always been very distant towards the club, and I don't like to be that distant. And the third reason was because I'm a member of two clubs. So I'm not going to, until PRE is good to take off, I will still invest my time over at the side. Yeah, that's my reasons that I give for my, that's why I decline. Yeah.
I think we had since the conversation in UCLA, so we had a conversation back and forth amongst all the people in many of the people approached the division council, right?
Yep.
And I said, okay, these are the considerations. Like number one, Eric mentioned, they are concerned about who the district director and the what do you call it, the program quality director is, And as you know, the division council itself, we know these people, and the challenge is that working in them is they don't have the same style as we do. I'm trying to put everything nice because Margaret decided to record this meeting.
Oh, we can stop the recording.
I think better to stop the recording.
Yeah, because it's this AOB, we can stop already.
Okay, stop already, yeah?
Just